I was supposed to play one of the Fears to Fathom game because that was one of the requests, but I am not at 100%. Feels more like a 45. I'm dealing with the headache and my body ache and all these good things. So I could play it, but I'm not gonna be 100%, and I don't want to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be to the best of my capacity when I'm playing that game. I have something in my eye now. Yeah. But today we're playing something light, something casual, if I may say. And also, if I go live, would you guys pull up? I don't know, I'm just asking. The last time I did that, I fell asleep um, while playing the game. So, yeah, let me know if y'all gonna pull up if I go live. I don't know why I'm using my regular voice. I'm not supposed to use that voice when I am recording. So, Sakpase YouTube, it's Lichan, and welcome to InvestiGator in the case of the Unconventional Weapon. It's a game where you play as an investigator that is a gator. You get it. So let's dive into these cases. Bobby Cat. I think that's this one. I'm sure glad you're here, investigator. But I don't know if we need you tonight. Seems like a pretty open and shut case to me. Here, I'll put the details in your file case. See if you agree. Okay, Mike Griffin the Puffin, male, early 20s, found floating face down in his bathtub with his skull crushed. Damn! Background check didn't come up with anything beside a few speeding tickets. Pretty blameless guy by all accounts. He worked part-time at the local Panda Express. Okay. Open and shut case are often the most deceptive of all, Bobby Cat. By the way, who's that with you? Allow me to introduce my latest sidekick. His name is the Vanilla Chinchilla. Okay. I'm not your sidekick, investigator. You know, I'm only shadowing you for internship credits. Please, allow my sidekick and I to inspect the crime scene, Bobby Cat. Right, you are, sir. Okay. Gotta look around. This is odd. The bits of quills floating in the toilet tank. We'll better collect it just in case. Well, better collect it just in case. Okay. That's the body. Looks like you missed something, Bobby Cat. Take a look at these bruises around the victim's neck. So he was strangled. So neck bruises, strangulation marks. The formation of the prints indicates claws. Piece of quills found. Okay. We have feathers over here. Bobby Cat, take a look at this. Feathers. So what? Is a puffin. Puffins are feathers. I know your night vision is better than your color vision, but puffins are black and white, and these are brown feathers. Okay, two feathers not matching the victim's coloration were found in the bathtub water. So somebody did this. He did not off himself. A toilet tank lid. Well, I'll certainly give them credits for an unconventional weapon. Those things with a ton. Not really. The murder weapon, cracked with the blood of the victim on it. We'll send off the body for a forensic autopsy once you're done examining it. But it looks to me like the cause of death was repeatedly blunt trauma.
Oh, back it up.
Beep, beep. Repeatedly.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
To multiple areas on the head. The weapon of choice indicates a crime of passion rather than a premeditated murder. Just one hit would have been enough. Meaning whoever did this had a real vendetta. Crimes like this, it's always one person. The husband or wife. What? See? Even your intern knows, investigator. In this case, of course, it's a girlfriend. All the same. Bobby Cat, I think I'll keep an open mind. Yeah, you better off keeping an open mind. You better off doing that. Okay, what do we have so far? So we have the murder weapon. We have some fingerprint. We have some feathers that doesn't match the what's his name? The puffin feathers. We have some quills. Okay. Ew, I'm not looking in there for clues. Why not? A successful detective never shies away from the search for evidence. In this case, however, anything pertinent has long since gone down the drain. True. All done. I've gathered the suspects down in the living room for questioning. Yes, I'm all done. I'd like to look around for a bit. I mean, there's nothing else I can check, so let's just say yes, we all done. Bobby Cat. Neighbors confirmed that no one's been in and out of the house since 6 p.m. the previous night. So the murderer has to be one of his roommates, or his living girlfriend. Well, you know what they say about keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. Okay, is that a wolf? The Trodi coyote, a coyote. Not judging. It wasn't me. Please calm down, miss. I'm sorry. I know everyone's blaming me, but I swear, I didn't do it. I was the one who called the police. Why would I do that if I were the killer? I mean, you could have done it just to, to put yourself in the good shoes of the investigators, That's a good question. Miss, can you describe your movements this afternoon and evening? Hope you feel better soon. No, I gotta know. Well, my guffin was feeling poorly, so we stayed in bed watching Netflix together all afternoon. At around 7, he said he was going to go have a bath. When he wasn't back in bed by 9, I went to go check on him. So he went there at 7, ma'am. Why did you wait like 2 hours to check on him? I mean, unless he has like freaking long hair and he's washing his hair, I don't see the reason for him to be in there for like 2 hours. Just saying, alright? Just saying. That's when I found him, dead in the bathtub. I screamed and called the police immediately. Thank you, miss. You've been very helpful. Okay, the victim's girlfriend for 4 months. My girlfriend was feeling poorly. Okay, that's basically that's a statement, basically. Hope you feel better soon. Who's that guy? He's hiding. Hello, Mr. Yak? That's me. Could you describe your partnership, your relationship? To tell you the truth, it was non-existent. I just moved in like a month ago. I found the room on Craigslist. on Craigslist. I bet you're really regretting answering that ad now. Yeah, I'm going to see about breaking the lease tomorrow. My mother always told me not to share the house with murderers. What an oddly specific lesson, for real. Could you tell me if you heard anything between the hours of 3 p.m. and 9 p.m.? Well, let's see. I had dinner in the living room at 5. Around 7, I headed to bed. That's when I saw McGriffin in the hallway walking towards the bathroom and said hello. My mother taught me to be polite, you see? By 9, I was in bed reading 50 Shades of Hay when I heard the most blood-curdling scream from the bathroom. I rushed out to find Trothy on the phone with the police. What you guys... Whatever. That's very helpful. Thank you very much, Mr. Yak. Was total stranger who will never regret his decisions to find roommates on Craigslist. Have a nice day now. Okay, now who that? That's where quills come from, right? The borderline porcupine. Alright, listen up, you chumps. I'll tell you this just once, since it's obvious you couldn't pour water out of a boot. If the instructions were written on the hill. What is he trying to say? It was that Manx, throaty. She's a coyote, not a Manx. Shut up. Saw her? That stupid tramp did it. I saw her run crying from the bathroom earlier that evening. The only pity is she didn't off herself with that backstabbing jerk McGuffin at the same time. Why is he so hateful? I get the feeling there's some history between you three, yeah. History? There is history, alright. That cheating board. That's McGriffin? Well, I sure thought we used to be friends. That's another. I'm going to stop you right there for the sake of this game E for everyone rating. For real, stop this man. Please tell us what you were doing all today, Mr. Porcupine. Whoa, hold on a second here. I'm a lawyer. I know my rights. I plead the fifth, and I'm under arrest. He did it. He did it. I don't think we're going to get anything useful from him, for real. A once friend of the victim. The cause of their falling out was a girl claiming saw Throaty Coyote fleeing from the scene of the crime. Early today, suspect refused to give statement. Alright, goodbye. Take it easy. This is just terrible. A notable tragedy. Were you close? You were close with the victim. Yeah, I've known McGriffin the Puffin since I was 16. We took pre-cackle in high school together, man. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me why anyone might have wanted to kill McGuffin? Yeah, I can tell you why. I think it was that good-for-nothing girlfriend of his, to be honest. I mean, she's even employed. Just a total bum. That's not a reason for her to be a killer? Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Maybe grief. I don't know. Maybe grief is clouding my judgment and all. I just think she's a real shady character. I know I've heard the two of them fighting lately. Really? Would you tell me where you were all day? And if you heard any noise coming from the bathroom at any point? Yeah, of course, man. I have a final next week. So I was in my room studying until I went straight to bed at 8 p.m. I didn't hear anything all day. Thank you for your help. Okay, a childhood friend of the victim seems to be genuinely saddened by his death. Okay, from what I'm gathering right now is that everybody and their mama hate Throaty the Coyote. Throaty Coyote, whatever her name is. Might quite as open and shut as you thought. Hey, Bobby Cat? Something a bit off. It's true. Plus, that borderline porcupine is starting to look mighty suspicious. A jaded love who kills the interloper, and from it on the wayward mistress. Yeah, I like it. You don't have to like nothing, bro. Somebody died. Bobby Cat, you worry me sometimes. Yeah. And that chicken's testimonial felt real forced, as if it just went into total denial mode. Odd that he never claimed to hear Throaty scream, huh? Yeah. Oh boy. And what crackpot theory do you have about the pack yak? Nah, that bloke seems pretty alright. In any case, I would now like to investigate the area for further evidence. Okay, what's that? This notice is addressed to McGriffin. What does it say? Dear McGuffin, despite our long-time status as friend, I am at the end of my rope. I really need that 15K that you borrowed from me several years ago. I've included a detailed invoice and interest rate below. Huh? It's from the stricken chicken. The stricken chicken. Who the fuck is the stricken chicken? A collection notice from the stricken chicken, indicating the victims owed him money. Now we know that he has to be the chicken and the what's his name? The quill. A good life lesson: never mix friendship and money. True. True that. What's this? It's written by the deceased. Dear Trody the Coyote, it pains me to do this, but here are 99 reasons why I need to break up with you. Whoa, this is scorching hot. Good eye. The vanilla chinchilla. I'll take that for evidence. Okay, so he was gonna dump her. Then he owed some money to some stricken chicken, whatever the frick. It's a really old picture of borderline porcupine and the Trody Coyote. Aw, they're holding hands. I guess they used to be pretty serious. The heart is a fickle mistress indeed. But a whole picture of Trody, Coyote, and the borderline. Now, why would they have a picture of them both in MacGuffin's house? Trody, which is her, and MacGuffin, they were like boyfriend and girlfriend. And that's Trody's house. I mean, that's MacGuffin's house. Now, why would Trody, which is the coyote, and the fucking porcupine have a picture when they used to together in MacGuffin's house? Makes no sense, but what's his name? Oh, I can talk to them again. What's your final next week about? Oh, underwater mineralogy. Oh, love the collection. Oh, I love collecting rocks. Are these your feathers? Oh, this is a stricken chicken, yeah. Where did you get those? Well, you know, I've been molting lately. And my feathers just keep getting everywhere. Trody keeps complaining that they're clogging the drains. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. You said, what did you claim? Okay. Oh, I must have just forgotten. That's all. Now that I think about it, I do remember her screaming. Can I change my statement? Huh. It's too late. It's written down forever in my notebook now. I always forget to bring an eraser. Can you explain this collection notice? Hey, you can't just spot through people's stuff. Actually, legally, we absolutely can, sir. Alright, I'll confess. Things between MacGuffin, the Puffin, and I have been a bit tense lately. I love him like a brother, but he was terrible with money. Plus, he was letting Trody the Coyote stay totally rent-free in his room. That's just... that's not cool. I'll be seeing your ass later, okay? Care to give your statement yet? How about now? Nice weather we've been having lately. He's trying, bro. The gator is trying. The gator is trying. Alright, I get the hint. Do you know a stricken chicken? We know each other through MacGuffin, but you weren't really friends or anything. You seem kinda stuffy, and that's all you're getting out of me, Copper. Okay. What did you and Trody Coyote separate? That's curvy tar. Please, Mr. Porcupine, just the facts. Facts? There's nothing remotely factual or logical about that woman's heart. She left me saying she'd met someone else. Little did I know, it was for a man who I used to once call a brother. She also told me I shouted too much. Me, yes, you've been shouting the whole time, dude. I think I've gone slightly deaf in my left ear. Why did Porcupine hate you so much? Well, we used to date. Yes, I managed to deduce that. We just weren't working out. So I broke up with him. I guess he was more hung up on me than I thought. Though, because he went really totally crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have moved in and started seeing his roommate. Yeah, maybe not. It's really not the best idea I've ever heard, for real. Did you know about this breakup letter? Where did you find that? In the trash can over there? Like literally in the trash can? Come on, ma'am. In the rubbish bin, ma'am. Well, that's where it belongs. Clearly, my MacGuffin would never break up with me. Ever. The very idea. How dare you? Besides, would a dame as good looking as me get broken up with? I think not. I am the one who breaks up with others. Take care, miss. Okay, now, at first I was seeing it as the chicken and the porcupine, they killed my MacGuffin and then they're blaming it on her. But now, kind of switch because she's the type that think that she's above everybody. So I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Yak. Hello, officer. I'm afraid you found the house empty. Compare for clues pertaining to me. As an apology, might I offer you a glass of water instead? Well, you may be right, Mr. Yak. You'll understand that we have to look anyway. Of course. I'll take a sip of that water though. Okay. Stop using the clues folder to store your stuff. What's your impression of your roommates in a short time you've known them? I find the borderline porcupine to be quite objectionable. He picks argument at the drop of a hat. I avoid all these scores with him. The throaty coyote I can converse with civilly. However, we have a very little in common, and I have always been a bit of the gruff bachelor. I have no real impression of the stricken chicken or the late McGriffin the puffin. They are both retiring fellows and kept to themselves, as my mother always says gentlemen should. Thank you, Mr. Yak. So where are you thinking of moving to next? I'm thinking of checking out a micro apartment or a tiny house. They're at the rage lately. A tiny you a yak. You are a yak, literal yak. What would you look for a tiny house? I hate to break it to you, but you might not be able to fit into one. I know, that's what I'm saying. You have a nice day now. Oh ho, investigator. Yes? The autopsy and the background checks have just come back. They checked out, except for two. The throaty coyote has some charges for petty theft and shoplifting. Okay. And the other? The other is... I can't believe this. The pack yak has been previously arrested on suspicious of murdering a series of roommates? That's the biggest twist I've ever seen. What? Yes, although he was acquitted in the autopsy. The cause of death is listed as strangulation instead of blunt force trauma. So you were on the money there. But look, this is the strangest thing. The toxicology report indicates his blood was full of poison. Wait a damn minute. So, man was poisoned, strangled, and beat to death. What the fuck did he do? What the fuck did he... And the fact that Mr. Yak, the Yak Pack, Daddy Yak himself, he was accused of murder before? Thank you, Bobby Cat. That unfortunately confirmed my suspicion. Please, gather everyone. It's almost time for the part where I overdramatically point fingers at the killer. Are you ready to accuse the murderer? Or I'd like to interrogate the suspect a bit more. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I can't talk to him no more. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it was poison. That has to be coyote. Because stricken chicken will never like poison him and expects money from him. So that's already there. Could be the quail, not the quail, could be the, what's his name? Could be the porcupine, because you know they have a falling out because of coyote, or trodi, my bad, because of trodi. Now the yak is a murderer, is a felon, you know, it's a felon. I don't know, accuse the murderer, let's see. I've called you all here for a very important reason. This is the part where I over dramatically point my finger at the killer. The Trodi Coyote. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. I'm telling you, it was her. The Vanilla Chinchilla. I'm going to give you a chance to show off all you've learned. Who was that startly murderer? I don't know. And why am I the freaking chinchilla? They've been living there for 9 months, right? Most of them. I mean, Trodi Coyote been with the puffin for like 9 months. Then the two other ones, they were friends, you know. One since they were 16, the other one they had a falling off or whatever, but they all were friends. So all that before a month ago, they were still living happily and shit like that. There was no murderer, there was no nothing. Then Buddy pulls up, the yak, and boom, a death. So I'm thinking, with my big brain, that it has to be. Oh, my bad. Whoops. Has to be Mr. Yak. It's you. Nearly right. Oh, nearly right. The Vanilla Chinchilla. In fact, however what? It was all of them at... What? Little did you all know, each of you independently conspired to murder McGriffin the Puffin. The first was the pack yak, what was known as the serial killer, the Ricin Bison. The Ricin Bison poisoned McGriffin much earlier that day. As a result, McGriffin fell unconscious in his bath. What? The second killer was Trodi Coyote. After McGriffin left for his bath, you went snooping and found the breakup letter in his room. Consumed by the rage, you stormed into the bathroom and strangled him, where he laid in his weakened state. He could hardly put up a fight. No. The third was stricken chicken. You walked in on the carnage after Trodi had fled. McGriffin was still barely alive at that point. You could have saved him. Instead, you coldly condemned him to his fate by holding his head underwater. But, I apologize. Do not unsubscribe, please. As for you, the borderline porcupine, come at me, bro. I ain't scared. Upon finding McGriffin's passed out in the shower, you remembered having seen Trodi run crying from the bathroom. Evilly, you decided to frame her for the crime, bashing the victim's head into a pulp. However, you failed to notice McGriffin was already dead. Your act was most brutal, yet the most important. Bro. Well, I must admit, investigator, I am impressed. Your powers of deduction are your powers of deduction are extraordinary. Why, thank you. Before you take us away, it's my turn to ask you one last question. What is that question? Why would I only poison my griffin when I could poison the entire house? True. No, I'll kill you. Oh no, investigate. The water. The water. The water. I don't feel so good. The vanilla chinchilla. The glass of water. Oh. No! Man. Apprehend the rising bison. Investigator, I'm calling an ambulance. It's too late. You're a real scumbag, Bison. I see you locked up for life for this. Huh. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. What do you mean by that? Take him away, boys. Poor vanilla chinchilla. I won't be sorry to be done with this case, but we can't. The entire household was real toxic, for real, bro. He did it for the internship credits. Bro. À la poursuite d'une ombre du passé. Like, bro. That was super good, but I did not see that freaking twist. That freaking twist. I mean, I was on the right track. But the thing is, everybody was planning on getting a piece of puffin McGuffin ass, bro. Everybody wanted a piece of that. My boy got poisoned, he got strangled, he got drowned, and he got beat up like to a pulp. Like, what the? I'm not supposed to say that, but good thing is that the whole house was poisoned. You know, the whole house was poisoned. That's what they get for doing that. And also RIP to Vanilla Chinchilla. And my homie's gonna put RIP in the chat for the Vanilla Chinchilla. Rest in peace, my boy. Don't drink water from a house where you know that there are like an active murderer in there. You know, don't drink water there. No, that's the message. But well, that was InvestiGator. Thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some more, there will be playlists at the end in the description below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. And I'll catch you guys next one. Peace out.